One of the things that sets Princess Cruises apart from other cruise lines is the use of the Medallion. Let's talk about it. Hi, AJ here with Byte Size Cruises. Today we're going to be talking about the Medallion technology on board Princess Cruises. I want to go over the good, the bad, and what to expect on your Princess Cruise using the Medallions. So most cruise lines utilize a key card. The key cards are plastic. They're the size of a credit card. They do have the NFC technology built in, but they open the door, you pay for things with them, and you get on and off the ship with them. They are also often used for keeping the lights on, as there's a little slot inside your door that you put it in, and that is how you turn on and off the lights and the outlets in your room. Princess Cruises does things a little differently. Instead, they utilize the Medallions. So the Medallions are about the size of an AirTag, and they're able to be read via Wi-Fi. They also have NFC technology, and they really power your experience on board the ship. It's interesting because as you level up in their program, their loyalty program, the color of your medallion actually changes. So my first one was blue. My second one is gold. And my next one will be black, since I did shoot up to elite status recently. That's used for all kinds of perks. They check the color of your medallion to see if you have spa access, to see if you have priority tendering. Your medallions really are used for a lot of things. As you can see here, my medallion for this last trip, I had the Enchanted Princess crest put on my medallion. Any other Princess Cruises I go on, I intend to do the same thing. My first Princess Cruise, I didn't think of doing that, but I do like having that memento. I keep all of my ship cards, and I obviously have kept both of these. So you have the option to put the ship crest on it. You can get your zodiac sign. You can get flags from different countries around the world. There's all kinds of customization options. It is a $5 upcharge to have those customization options done. So let's start with the cons of the Medallion. I have only encountered one con, and that is that they're small. They are, like I said, the size of an AirTag, about the size of a quarter, and that means that they are easy to lose if you're not careful. So if you are traveling with young kids, you might want to keep that in mind. However, there are a plethora of accessories that are sold to help you keep track of them and keep them on your person. Princess Cruises actually send you a little plastic holder and lanyard with your medallion for free, which none of the other cruise lines give you lanyards to carry your key card around. And one of the frustrations with key cards for me is I don't really want to carry a wallet, and I don't really want to carry a lanyard. And so keeping track of this becomes tricky, especially using it for the light switches. I have left my key card in my room because of it being in the light switch way too often. So small size is really the only con that I experienced. Otherwise, they've worked great. So some of the pros of the medallions is, one, you don't typically have to scan them on your room to get in. Because they are picked up via Wi-Fi, they are able to unlock your room for you as you approach the door, which means that when you get there, you just go in. They don't unlock so early that it's a security risk. You're about 5 feet away when the door unlocks, which makes it really easy to get in, and I never felt unsafe. Once you're in the room, the system can tell that you are in the room, and unless somebody else approaches with the correct medallion, they can't get in. So it's not like you're in your room and the door is just unlocked. Once you're in there, it knows you're in there and it locks the door for you. So I think that's really cool technology right there. Kind of piggybacking off of that, because they are aware of your location, there are services that can be performed in a different way than you see on most cruise ships. Princess knows when you're in your room. which means that if they need to get a hold of you to confirm dinner reservations or to let you know that your card on file isn't working, they are able to call you when you're there and know that you're in the room. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not in the bathroom or the shower and can't pick up, but at least you're not as likely to be playing phone tag with them. It also means that for confirming something like the 360 experience, they can find you if you are out and about on the ship while they're doing their rounds. So they were able to locate Peter and Melinda in the buffet and go talk to them in person about their preferences, which I think is really cool. I also think that it does speed up getting on and off the ship at ports. You see a lot of times where especially newer cruisers don't know to have their key card out as they're getting off. And so there's a little bit of fumbling, waiting for the key cards to be pulled out of a wallet. It's not scanning through the pouch, and so someone has to take it off. And with the Medallion accessories, it is always visible. There's nothing blocking it from being able to be scanned. So if you're using something that was built for the Medallions, that is a great perk. The other thing is that it's easy enough, despite them being small, to make sure they're always on your person. So what I did is I got an accessory. This isn't an official Princess one. I got it on Amazon that goes on the watch band that I already wear. So it sat right here. I put my medallion on it, and my medallion was with me wherever I went because I always have my watch on. So it really kept it close, and it meant I didn't have to worry about losing it. I put it on. I had mine delivered to my house, which we'll touch on in a minute. I put it on before I left the house on Saturday morning, and by the time I got on board, I was already used to it. It was very convenient, and I really loved that. So, big perk there. Another perk is that for room service, which if you have Princess Plus or Princess Premier, you don't have an additional room service charge, so you can order room service from wherever you are on the boat. Most places on the boat. There are some notable exceptions. The first being the theater, which makes sense, and the second being other food establishments, which also makes sense. You don't really want someone delivering your chicken nuggets while you are eating at Ocean Terrace. Another perk is that in a lot of instances at the bars and things, they can see your drink package as you come up. There are a few times where you do have to actually scan your medallion and put it on a reader, which means I did learn you want it on the outside of your wrist if you're a wrist person, not the inside of your wrist. That makes it awkward to get it to the reader. But yeah, you can walk up to a bar and they know whether or not you have a drink package. They know whether or not you are going to be charged extra. And they know your name. They can greet you by name as you come up because it pops up on the screen in front of them. So all in all, the medallions give a very organic feeling for moving around the ship. I could see how it could be a little creepy at times if you're not used to it, but it really does feel like you're moving around your own home because you're not having to pull out a key card every hour to do something. Everything is just happening. So how do you get your medallion? Key cards are a lot of times on your door. The medallions you can get in one of two ways. The first way is that you can pick it up during the physical check-in at the port. They'll have it there for you, and they'll have a lanyard for you, and you just take it and you get on board. You will have to scan it as you are physically walking onto the ship, just like if you were coming back from an excursion or being at port somewhere else. The second way you can get is you can have it mailed to your house ahead of time. Now, if you have Princess Premier or Princess Plus, that is included in that package. If not, there is a $10 delivery fee for getting it delivered. I will say that I loved having it delivered to my house. Granted, I was not traveling a long distance to get to the port the day of. I was coming from Philadelphia to New York. And I also don't have any problems with people stealing things off of my porch. So I felt very secure in having it. And I was really glad that I did, because when I got to port, it is a faster process if you already have your medallion. So one, you don't have to show your passport to get to the metal detectors. Instead, you just scan your medallion and they're like, you're good, go. So that it makes that part easier. And then as you check in, it also makes it a faster check-in because they don't have to go looking for any of your items. They do have to go find your room stuff during the check-in normally if you haven't had it delivered to you. So it just keeps the line moving faster and you're able to more or less walk on board. Now, I did have a slight hold up there because I had forgotten my passport, but I've now done both check-in processes, both blue and green lane. The green lane was amazing. Even with them having to re-enter my information, I still moved through the line faster than the people who had to pick up their medallion from the desk. So for me, it was worth it. Now, if you are traveling across country and you're worried about leaving your medallion on your kitchen table, that is 100% a reason to not do it. If you are worried about someone picking a package up off your porch and stealing your medallion, also a reason to not do it. There are very valid reasons to not take advantage of having it delivered. If you're just forgetful, maybe you don't have it delivered. But I really enjoyed the experience with having it delivered. All in all, the technology aboard Princess is amazing, and the medallion is at the heart of it. I think it's so innovative to use this technology to make guest experiences easier. It is one of the things that makes Princess top notch for me. It is my favorite cruise line, and really the medallions are a large part of that. I really enjoy the experience. I enjoy the freedom that comes from the medallion, and I just think that more cruise lines should adopt that wearable technology in order to make cruising more accessible to people who are a little forgetful. And also just easier. It's one less thing to worry about, and who wants to worry about things when you're on vacation? So for me, the medallions get a 10 out of 10, but I would love to hear your experience. Do you love the medallions? Do you hate them? If you don't like them, why not? I would love to hear other people's experience. I love technology, so for me, this was a no-brainer. It's just like having an Apple tag on me. But for others, is it privacy concerns? What has you not loving them? And if you do love them, I would also like to hear why you like them, because everyone's experiences are different, and I would love to know more about it and to be able to talk to more people about the medallion technology. Also, just as a side note, the internet was fantastic while I was on board. The only time I had any trouble was while trying to do a video call in my room with multiple people. One-on-one, it was fine. 2 or 3 people, it did start lagging, but that makes sense. The wayfinders around the ship were great. Really, the only technology that didn't feel quite up to snuff is their new app. It is a little limited and has some bugs that need to be worked out, but all in all, it was a great experience technology-wise. And that really wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would ask that you please like and subscribe. It does help us to continue to bring you great cruise content. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much and have a great day.